Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Ixion after eternity here on your professional walkthroughs channel with me, your host Max. So to be honest, I have been kind of struggling with this game, which is why I did avoid it for a little bit, but hopefully we're going to be able to proceed further. We have left our own solar system and we are now in the first step to reaching the next step, or finding out the place which will be eventually settled as the new planet Earth. Unfortunately, this sector provides its own challenges. First of all, to our right here is this massive storm cloud which is causing damage and potentially destroying all of our mining and shipping vessels. That is why I do not want to mine the carbon, the silicon, and the iron in this sector. Planet Chevy 34, which is an ice giant, has some potential resources which we can potentially tap into. The problem is our ships would suffer major catastrophic issues, and therefore I would be forced to keep making new ships. Next thing which we are going to be struggling with are the three sectors. So currently I have disengaged certain structures in order to not keep defrosting people from the cryopods, because right now our population is sitting at 406 colonists, from which 200 are workers, and we have housing for 415 population. We are running low on food in Sector 1. In Sector 2, we are a little bit more stable. We have 366 population, from which 252 are workers, and we have housing for 405 population. And then we have Sector 3. This is our newest sector, which we are currently trying to converge into the colonization training center, where we will be able to create a fourth type of population, which are the colonists, who are going to be capable of settling colonies or setting up colonies on certain planets. And if we will be able to start defrosting the space ice and start to accumulate water supplies in this sector, we're going to be able to greatly expand the crop farm, which is able to house a massive amount of actual additional farms. So this is exactly like if you ever played Anno, let's say the 2205 or whichever one. You're able to build the additional modules, and that's what's happening right now over here. So we're actually building up our food production, and chances are we're going to be forced to eventually ship out these things and see what can be done. Now, we are already starting to see that the food situation is starting to become a little bit problematic. So what I would love to do is try to make sure that if we start producing the food in this sector, we're going to be able to actually ship it to here, because these insect farms aren't capable of producing so much food. And if I would want to produce the better crop farms, these actually require the ice or the water to be melted, and unfortunately water cannot be shipped from sector to sector. So that means that you are incapable of transferring the liquids from sector to sector, and you can only therefore utilize certain foods or certain production lines in order to sustain your population. So currently, if I recall it correctly, the planet Protagoras has something which needs to be fixed. But in order for us to do that, we're going to require like a lot of resources which we don't have. The Veil is going to be colony infrastructure is present on this planet. So we will require actually to train in the third sector sufficient quantity of the colonists so that we can send them to that planet, which is why our science vessel is currently not located in that sector. And we have additional planets, so we can go and check this out, see what's gonna happen if the ship would actually Oh, they're currently investigating an event. Oh yeah, so we will have to probably repair this structure. Reestablish internal infrastructure and food distribution. For that, we would require 100 food and 100 alloys. Okay. Well, the thing is, we do have the alloys in one of the sectors. That's how the ship's hull integrity is still being able to be maintained, as after each jump, the situation gets worse and worse. I'm starting to think that I will actually even be forced to make a second crop field farm here. The thing is, how am I just gonna connect it? I would probably have to build it over here. And if we would do so, then I should be able to start building the adjacent tiles towards it after that. Okay, hold on. So we still need to ramp up the food production in here. We have 8 out of 9 modules constructed. I would love to align these things and have it like over here, but chances are if I would decide to build it here, it just would not be able to reach the road through either one of these sides. I mean, we can try it. Let's see, if we ought to make it like this and we would build the road so that we can actually connect to these tunnels. Worst case scenario, we'll have to just demolish this and move it slightly, but I would hate to lose access to these roads because that's how we're going to be able to get to the next sector. And trust me, we're going to eventually need the next sector. It's actually advised that each time you jump into like next region or sector, you should be unlocking this new section of the ship. Altogether, there are 6 of them, and already I'm struggling with half of the ship's sectors being unlocked, so it's already proving to be quite the pickle. Okay, we need to do something. So my idea is to ship population from sector 1 to sector 3. This is gonna reduce the demand for hunger. So we're gonna send like 60 population from sector 1 to sector 3. We're gonna start the migration, and then we're gonna take a look at our food production, and we're gonna start with sector 3. We're gonna mark this. We're gonna mark the 2 sectors, and we're gonna try to make sure that this has been accommodated. And if I understand it correctly, this means that we're gonna maintain certain level of food here, while the rest is gonna get shipped out to the other 2 sectors so that the food is gonna be redistributed. Now, because we're sending 60 population into this sector itself, this means we're gonna get additional manpower, which is gonna help out. And because we're gonna have the additional manpower, this should also help stabilize the potential of how many workers we have, and therefore reduce the chances of potentially having some sort of catastrophes or injuries happen in our factories. So that's something that needs to be done. Now, what is our status of the ships? We do have 4 ships. We do have ships which are responsible for hauling cargo, just absolutely awesome. But currently we don't really have that many things which we can do here. Trying to think, we would have to transform resources. The problem is I will have to take a look at where exactly did we assemble our science ship. So we will need to ship out food and the, what are these, polymers into here in order to have access to this. You already see that there's no food, so that's problematic. Has the population shifted?
Population transfer complete.
We need to get our food production up and running. Because if we don't do that, the hunger is gonna start to negatively affect everyone. And that's something which I cannot really tolerate.
An important message from our colonization mission requires your attention.
Resources in transit. So we're still waiting for this? Because I'm not really sure if these ships are hauling what I need them to. I see them carrying the cryonic pods, but I don't really need the cryopods right now. We have those, so that's not really necessary. The problem is trying to get here would be problematic, as I would somehow have to move the Tickwin to this region so that it would actually be able to safely send out our mining ships and our transport ships in order to collect the carbon, the silicon, and all this other fancy stuff. We do have a launch probe, but we can theoretically mine a decent amount of silicon in that region, so why the hell not? We're gonna require silicon in order to get the electronics, and also, if we want to keep training the colonists, we actually do require the electronics, and due to the terrible transfer rate of 30 silicon for one electronic, yeah, that's gonna be a little bit tricky. We are not set up to mine silicon. Yes, we are. Yes, we are, but we are not set up to actually harvest it. So they're starting to ship out these things. That's still gonna take a couple of rotations. So let's try to manage this hunger situation. This thing is taking way too long to be constructed, which is driving me a little bit nuts. But we need to make this hunger situation a little bit more manageable.
A probe has completed its scan.
Okay, so there's actually 2 deposits. We're looking at a semi-decent haul. Seems like one of the mining rigs is already on the move. Why is the second one? Oh yeah, it's going back home to repair, huh? Okay. So what is it that we're currently trying to provide for everyone? Unfortunately, there's no iron or carbon, so the silicon is the only thing. There's quite a lot of ice, and that has been mined out, so it needs to be just collected, along with the hydrogen. So quite the massive clusters of ice. Everything else has been pretty much cleared out. We're having issues. The food situation over here is getting a little bad. Yeah, this is exactly what I was afraid of. I am not gonna be able to fill this in. Which is really, really bad. The insect farms over here. Okay, let's think. The problem is the space. We need how many tiles? 4 times 4? 4 times 4. This is just too much of a small space. This is much more effective at producing food at larger quantity. 8 times 11 per cycle. is absolutely better than the insect farm, which produces 1.1. The problem is, if I don't connect the roads, this ain't gonna work. We won't be able to access Sector 4. And while I'm trying to figure this out, the population is going hungry.
Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
Okay. Really going crazy here because I'm not really sure what we can try to do. We can try the mushroom wall. I haven't really been able to utilize it. The thing is, if I go with the insect farms, it's not gonna be able to keep up the demand for the food. And it's gonna take up a lot of resources. It would not fit either way. Need to wait for the items to be shipped out. From here, we need to transfer the iron. So the iron goes to Sector 2. Sector 2 should be able to process it because we have the 2 steel mills in here. And then the processed alloys need to be redistributed to the other 2 sectors. Which means this, for alloy, needs to be set up like this. No. This is not good. We are not shipping it out. So the resources should not be shipped out. God, I hate this menu. Whoever designed this, I don't know what was he smoking, but it's not the best thing ever. From the Sector 2, we need to send out this to these 2 sectors. These ones need to be shut down. We can keep it at 70, but we will need to maintain a higher quantity. So did that do that? We're still talking alloy. Why is it not shipping it over here? I don't understand this. Sector 2 should be able to ship out to Sector 3. It's absolutely dumb. Problem is, we don't have even food in the 3rd sector in sufficient quantity. If I demolish it like this, what I can technically do is cheese this. I will still have access to the gate, and I will be able to accommodate at least 6 additional crop farms.
An accident has occurred in the
Right?
typhoon.
Okay, so now the alloy seems to be shipped out, which is important. Food is the next thing. Once the alloy has been accommodated, you should be able to do that. This is currently running. We're gonna need those colonists for Deville 59. And let's take a look at which sector is responsible for electronics manufacturing, second tier, which means that all the ships from the second tier need to bring in silicon so that we can turn it into electronics. Hydrogen and all this other stuff can be gathered in the meantime. I would really love to jump to the next sector. Honestly, I haven't really looked for some sort of guide to help me determine if one sector should be, let's say, dedicated to your ships, your deep space probes, and whatever else you need. The second sector should be for production, and the third sector can be dedicated for like food production or something, and then you just keep logistics up and running, and you keep shipping the items where you need them to go. Well, this will actually work out quite well. We'll burn through a whole lot of alloy, but we should have it. And this should ramp up our food production quite dramatically. And so the water should actually be able to hold up. Because currently we only are using the crop farms in the first sector. You know what? You can be switched to carbon so that it's not sitting over here. And so that this facility will be able to keep making polymers. And I'm trying to determine why in the hell are we... This is the first sector. We need to ship out polymers to the second sector. So first sector, polymers. Let's keep it at 30 and you can be at 40. And sector 3 can be at 42. So all the surplus of the polymers will be shipped out. The silicon is being processed. Question is if we need an actual... Yeah, we do have a dedicated stockpile. Now the thing is that in the research there should be a tag which should allow me to theoretically upgrade the size of these things. It's just that it's so weirdly hidden here. Crew quarters, additional beds. I'm not sure if I want that. Infirmary. Let's see, food production, or maybe something for upgrading the happiness with the memorials. Anything that would truly help me out. Waste heat recovery. Power cost is reduced by 2. That can be actually quite nice. We only have 41 science. The thing is that the science on some of these planets will not be able to be accessed until we finish. So transmission from Gannett team, we have completed repairs to the superstructure of Protagoras as we were finishing our last task. An invitation was found that has been left for us. Some of the older members of the Protagoras wish to meet with us. Okay, So, Administrator, we arrived on site and met with crew of Protagoras. We were welcomed like heroes. People crowded around us, reaching out and touching us as if they doubted our existence. Some of the older crew members looked on with skepticism. The crew are weak, tired, and disoriented from cryonic sleep. They have been traumatized by the horrors they suffered at the hands of the Etemenki crew. They provided us with complete diagnostic rundown of the structure. We can now allocate resources and begin repairs. Repair the superstructure of Protagoras, blah blah blah. Meet the elders. Re-establish internal infrastructure. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do this, so let's run this protocol. We will have to keep the ship in that location. Right now, one science ship is more than I need. I'm just not sure if Tiquin would be able to go over here. It usually needs to be adjacent to some planet in order for it to work. I don't know if it can just sit out in the space. Okay, mushroom wall. Convert 6 waste into 9 food after 3 cycles. The problem is, where even would I be able to put this damn thing? Because it occupies such a large amount of space. Just gonna have to wait for these crop fields to be done. And hopefully the food which we are able to produce in here, we can then ship out to the other sectors. $36. We have 48. We have 50 something, so food is not an issue. Working conditions are at risk at Sector 3. 250 out of 280, under 37. We would need to ship out workers. The problem is defrosting the cryo people is absolutely problematic because it doesn't really do what I needed to do. It kind of defrosts a really weird portion of population. Okay, let's see if we can expand our energy capabilities. 225 polymers and 5 electronics. Don't have a choice right now because we need these solar panels as a source of energy. And this should be defrosting workers only, and they should be sent to the 3rd sector. But based on my experience, the population, I'm not really sure if it's gonna do exactly what I need it to do. The stock of the frozen popsicles we have is quite high. Somehow we ran out of all the polymers, probably due to the construction requirement. I'm gonna have to maybe shut down the polymer. Transport for now until at least the construction has been done. Now to see if actually we are increasing population in here. Because I'm supposed to be defrosting workers, yet I don't think we're defrosting only workers. Which is quite annoying because that's what it's supposed to do.
An accident has occurred in the Tycoon.
Okay, great. Love it when things blow up. We are barely scraping by with our energy production as is. Yeah, I don't think we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. Some population of workers has moved in, that's true. But I think they're just being defrosted in here. It's not really doing what it's supposed to do. That's pissing me off. The food is actually being produced here, so that's a-okay. Electronics have been provided. Now it's only the question of the polymers. We still have some carbon left in our storage, so we should be able to turn it into the polymers. Yeah, the population has gone up here. I don't think it has changed over here. Sector 1 to Sector 3. Let's start the migration.
Warning. A sector is being overworked.
Let's try to get a few more people. And hopefully it's actually the workers that are being defrosted. I won't have an issue shutting this down. I just need to make sure that we're getting workers and not the other population. Now, when you have an accident at the infirmary,
complete.
You know you're in deep trouble. Okay, we're gonna shut it down for now because I don't think we're getting what I asked for. And I cannot run into the same problems over and over again. Okay, so transmission. We have lost 2 crew members. The elders, as they call themselves, have told us of their story. They're among some of the last members of the crew to remember Earth. Many, indeed, protagonists do not remember their past. The elders blame Dolo's cryonic technology for the phenomenon. They testify to significant difference between the crew of Protagoras and the Atemenaki. The crew of Atemenaki was mainly comprised of people who lived on Earth almost all their lives. According to the elders, wall and technology is more than just space travel tech. They believe each wall jump by Dolo's vessel generates cataclysms equivalent to that initially caused by the Tiquin. They see their root cause of this and the fact that the UN self-similar space travel tech does not utilize these particles means their ship do not leave behind such cataclysm. The discussion lasted for some time. Decided to stay at the Protagoras with the elders. They do not want to follow the Tiquin's mission anymore. Okay. Do I still need to do this? Or can we leave? That's what I don't know, because our crew is now missing people. I don't think we will be able to finish here. Until we fix this. We're missing the resources for that. So because we have only one ship, only that ship is going to be able to ship out all these things. And we are going to require specifically polymers or alloys and food. This thing is almost done. We still have some carbon left over. Issue is, where in the world would I store the resources? This is able to store how much? Stockpile, workshop, stockpile small. I would need more points. Vertical parking.
An accident has occurred in
Well, we do have the 3rd tier, or do I need all the tech research in order to have access to it? Solar panels, well, we have additional bonuses, polymer, refinery, steel mill, electronics, factory, all seems to require something. Fire station for 60, cannot afford it. Legislative strengthening center, cannot afford it. So until we resolve this issue, requires retractable telescopic pole to be built at Tiquin in proximity. So does that mean that Tiquin will have to travel? To set location. So that we can get this done. Science points 29, that would help me out quite nicely. Currently we're operating on battery. Second sector, third sector have 0 batteries installed. So that's my fault. Kind of screwed up on that one.
Caution. Entering extreme low temperature environment.
Great. Not really sure how that's gonna affect the ship.
A new request awaits your attention.
Little rain never hurt anyone. Okay, let's see if we're gonna be able to make this happen and if our solar is even gonna work in here.
An accident has occurred in the Tycoon.
Seems like the energy is now being buffed up. So let's see. Retractable telescopic pole. I don't even know how the hell to build that thing. Or where would I find that? Retractable telescopic pole. Interesting. We cannot leave because we're stuck at Protagoras. God damn it, I hate this. I don't think there's literally any other resource anywhere. Some iron, some... Well, let's send out for that carbon. Might be useful. Especially considering how much polymer we have used up for the construction of the... solar panels.
A probe has completed its scan.
We're gonna need to somehow cram in here. There is a battery in here. The station is surrounded by freezing mist. The hull and our EVA workers are at risk. Awesome. Don't know where I would put a battery here, to be honest with you. Just don't see the space for it. I can directly disengage or disassemble one of these. And in their place build the batteries. So that when we move, we're able to move stuff around and have the juice. Population, factory, space, maintenance. The carbon is over here, but it's really small deposits, which I'm not really that happy about. Hydrogen and ice again. There's that stupid carbon. More ice. I think I have basically mined out the entire sector as is. There can be some small deposits of iron here and there. Okay, I see some silicon. So let's go after it. Retractable telescopic pole to be built at Tiquan in proximity, but it is in the proximity. How do you, however, build this damn weird thing?
An accident has occurred in the Tycoon.
That's what I do not know. These two are producing enough food so this can be theoretically removed. Question is, what would I put in its place?
A probe has completed.
Let's go for the fire station. I want to get the tech at least. Because if we get the entire third tier, we should be able to unlock these additional upgrades for buildings. But I honestly have no idea how to build this damn thing. Back to Tiquan. It's not letting me do anything. How would you build this damn thing? Maybe in the external construction? No. It's really not giving me an option. I'm not sure. This is not good. Come on, game, I want to play you, but if you don't tell me how... Let's move around some of those polymers.
An accident has occurred in the Tycoon.
We are out of raw iron, which is not good. Because that will mean eventually the alloys are gonna run out. And we won't be able to maintain the hull's integrity. And currently we are upgrading it, but it's being affected by the weather. I don't know how to do this. And I cannot relocate the ship. It's refusing to follow any order. I don't know if it's stuck or if it's due to... Okay, but return to the freaking ship then. What if we make Tiquan travel here? I'll leave the icy region. I don't need to see the cutscene. Come on. It's just refusing to cooperate. The battery is being drained in the first and the third sector, so eventually it's gonna shut down. The second sector is completely shut down as is. This is negatively affecting our food capability, productions, and whatnot. So that's why we had all those issues. I would somehow need to have better batteries installed. Am I seriously gonna have to, goddammit, make another ship, a science ship, so that I can do more things? This is driving me nuts. Tiquin in proximity. Well, we just left this goddamn thing. This is the Tiquin, but even though I was there, I wasn't able to build any of those things. So, how the hell do I build this damn thing? How to build a telescopic pole. Okay, so apparently we should have a new research somehow. Retractable telescopic whatever. Am I blind or am I blind?
Accident has occurred in the tycoon.
Oh crap, here it is. Damn it, I hate the fact that it's hidden so stupidly. Why is it over there? Just why? I think this was the locked icon, so that's why we did not see it before. So that explains it. So now I'll have to travel back to the icy region. And we will be able to do what we need to do. I'm gonna have to take a look at this iron, if there's any deposit whatsoever. I think I'll have to go for it, because if we run out of iron, I'm kind of screwed. I have intentionally disengaged all of these to be avoided, because if they travel through even a portion of the storm, these things get destroyed. Is the science done? No, it's still okay, so we're gonna have to wait a little bit. I'm not gonna be moving the ship, because if I move the ship while the research is meant to run, it's gonna postpone the whole process, and I want to actually get the hell out of this sector. I don't want to stay here any longer. There's still some silicon? How's that even possible? We already sent out the probes in that portion of the space. The problem is now that since we're not by the Falcon 74 or wherever the heck we were, it's gonna take that much longer to ship in those silicon parts. First of all, we're gonna have to mine them out. I don't really care about the hydrogen or the ice. I think we have plenty of that as is. If we go to the cargo holds, yeah, that's pretty much done. Is it because we don't have science points? I think it's because we don't have science points. Oh, it's because the building is purging its waste. Oh my god. Swear to god, if I would be able to remove these optimized quarters and relocate them somewhere around here.
A probe has completed its scan.
It might actually help me out. How's the food with the sectors? Let's try to maintain 50 at all the locations. That should still give us plenty to work with. But since we're producing so much food over here, I don't think these two are absolutely necessary whatsoever. And with that, I can theoretically remove these two.
By a space weather event.
Which would theoretically allow me to house more population in here, allowing me to make the purging waste whatever in this sector. The mushroom wall. I just want to see how this thing works. If I'll find out that this freaking thing requires water at the end, I'll get a little bit pissed off. All I would have to do is send more population to this sector. Population. Cannot do this. Can do the optimized quarters. Trying to fit in as many as possible. And if I will be able to, let's say... So, how many of these structures need to be decommissioned? First, I should actually relocate the population. So the only non-workers should be moved to this sector. It's gonna pretty much occupy all the housing space. We're gonna have to wait for that to be done. Is the science researched finally? 77%. Takes so long. Tech produces 3 science points every 5 cycles. Does that mean we ran out of the science points we need?
Complete.
So this is just a waiting game now. God damn it. If we would be doing this inside of the frosty, whatever this is, it would not be that good for us. Quite sure of it. Okay. Show me iron. You gotta have something else for me left in here. I really hate the fact that the probe won't show you all the stuff that is there. I really have to take a look eventually if there's some potential research to upgrade its range or something so that we get more out of it, because this is just bananas. But at least we're gonna be able to do some electronics in the meantime.
A probe has completed its scan.
Has the population been shifted?
An accident has occurred in the tycoon.
Issue is the lack of alloys. That is why that iron is... There's a lot of iron here which can be still collected. The problem is... I don't want to lose my ships. I'm dying to see what's going. It seems like we would actually bypass the storm completely. If that would be the case, there's only a slight exposure, so that should not destroy the ships. The Problem is now we're gonna have to remain in this sector in order to extract all the iron. $16 carbon, 31 silicon, and the amount of iron here is the crucial thing. Where are the mining ships? They're still going after the iron in here. Okay, but this is gonna resolve our issue with the alloys for a while. Until I completely run out, and that's when we're in deep, deep trouble because now we cannot maintain the hull integrity. This is not good. If we don't get our alloys back, we're absolutely screwed.
Caution. Hull integrity below 50%.
Yeah, I see it. I see it. Trust me, I see it. So I'm hoping these are gonna be able to back up the production. Although I don't really see a storage dedicated to raw iron, which is really bad. How's our ship set up? Yeah, we need also the ship from the first sector to extract the raw iron. Starting to see larger exposure to the storm. It's probably because this idiot has decided to go and mine it like that. If it would actually go back to the ship and fix itself. We have already lost one of the mining ships. We had two. I don't really want to lose the second one. What does it cost to build me a mining ship? 20 polymers. That's pricey. Okay, so it did suffer some damage, but it was able to get here. At least the cargo ships are able to maintain their integrity. I hope so. At least this one is like at 0. So I'm not really sure what you think of this cargo ship. Okay, now the tech should have been researched by now. Thank God. We're gonna be able to venture into the stupid storm once we extract all these resources. But unfortunately, inside of the storm there's nothing. There's high concentration of carbon in here, but no chance in hell I'm sending in anything. Even though there's iron and carbon, I don't have a safe route to get to the resources, so not a chance. Like some small iron deposit.
Warning. A sector is being overworked.
Sector 3 is lacking people. Don't have the alloys to finish the construction. Alloys are being produced. We're gonna need to get to this new region ASAP. As these resources have been extracted, I can relocate the Tiquin back towards Protagoras and just shove it full of resources, and hopefully that's gonna allow me to get the hell out of here, because the issue is it requires 100 alloys and 100 food. The problem is I'm not sure if I'll have the sufficient quantity of alloys to do that. Maybe if I dismantle some of that housing, but we can see in between the moments when we are not fixing the hull how fast it goes down by minus 64, and that's really bad. And the thing is, when we make the next jump, our hull's integrity is gonna be at max 700, not even 800. So these jumps which we are making in between the sectors are definitely not good for us. This deposit is 69 iron only. Still some silicon left. Come on, guys, go fetch the silicon. Please stop screwing around with the ice.
An accident has occurred in the Tycoon.
Go for what we need. We have 2 mining ships again. How many ships are on their way? We need to bring in all this. This is worth 1 freaking electronic, but I'll take it. And once they bring it in, we can relocate. Question is, how many goddamn colonists do we have? Train 15 colonists. I don't know how many I will require in order to send out to the surface of the Ville, so I'll hold on to that for now. This is now officially extracted, so that means Tiquin is going back. Just gonna skip this. These 2 are safe.
Caution. Entering extreme
This is avoided now. We have a ton of ice in here, so there's no issue for me. Question is if the alloys are gonna be sufficient to do what they need to do. Cannot believe I built a sector without a single battery in it. And I have to like disassemble this insect farm or something. I cannot have a sector without batteries. It's just not gonna work. Problem is that's gonna burn through the alloys. And now I don't know if I have the necessary stuff. Required resources 100, and yeah, we don't have the freaking alloys. I don't know where to get them, and this ship is refusing to move. And because the ship is refusing to move and we're gonna be losing alloys, this is the dumbest thing ever. There's carbon in here still. What the hell? There cannot be carbon. We have mined out that entire region. By that logic, I should be able to go to all the deposits and keep finding more and more iron. Which it seems to be working. I'm not sure what the hell is going on. This is a little bit weird. But we will need the iron in order to make the alloys. Thing is, I have no idea how much do we have in our storage. Seems like 0. So this ship is gonna be destroyed in the frozen region because the ship's integrity is gonna go down rapidly fast. Any iron deposit whatsoever freaking ever. How can there be more carbon? More iron? How?
A probe has completed its scan.
This makes literally zero sense.
Solar panel badly damaged.
Great.
An accident has occurred in the Tycoon.
Well, because I don't have the resources, and by the time we turn the resources into what they need to be, I feel like I keep getting stuck on really stupid things, and it's driving me nuts.
The crew's trust in your leadership is falling.
But what can you do in order to fix the stupid
Power
thing?
supply overloaded.
Why do I need to even do this manually? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Power restored.
You're just giving me more points of failure. Man. 78 iron. Problem is, I don't know how much this iron is gonna be able to be turned into alloys. We need 15 to make 15. Also have to consider the logistics.
An accident has occurred in the Tycoon.
That's all that keeps happening. Accidents. Send out the probe over there. I'm gonna go even after the small deposits because right now I absolutely don't have a choice. Hopefully the two mining rigs are gonna be able to cooperate well enough. Provide me with what I require. We have absolutely zero alloys. I see some iron being shipped in, but it's questionable how it's gonna be redistributed. And we have ship after ship after ship which will need to be processed. I'm afraid I'm gonna have to go after that large deposit of carbon too. I don't understand it. There shouldn't be anything else in here. If it's gonna now show me another mineral or another asteroid to mine, then I don't understand how the probes work. What the hell?
Warning, hull integrity below 10%.
Yeah, I'm well aware of it. The thing is, even if I try to move out of here to kind of stabilize the hull a little bit more, let's put the priority on iron. And we are gonna lose the game again because, oh my god, this is driving me nuts.
Has completed its scan.
There's some weird optimization in this game that just something doesn't click for me. I don't know. I'll try to work it out and see what can I do in order to fix it. I'm really thrilled about posting this onto the channel, but I've been kind of desperate as of late in between working on the bigger project. So if you want to know when the next 100 days in a video game and stuff like that is released, make sure to hit the notification bell, click subscribe, and I'm gonna wish you a pleasant rest of the day, and hopefully I will see you all when the stupid ship stops falling apart, which I just don't see happening anytime soon, with all things considered. And how in the hell am I gonna donate 100 alloy to this piece of junk? 73, it's 15, 30, 45, 60, 75, almost few batches of alloy produced in here. Oh man, this is driving me nuts. I really want to reach the next sector. I really, really do. Just that the game is that determined on not helping me get there. And I have mined everything. Ah, man. Honestly, I gotta say, I'm having much more luck with Farthest Frontier. The only option would be that I would somehow accumulate the quantity of iron from here, create the alloys, which would be sufficient to provide me with the resources needed, or I would have to start demolishing buildings in order to get the stupid alloy as well. That's 40 alloy alone in here. Let's see if this is gonna work. It's gonna get me over the stupid limit, and we're gonna be able to do this stupid thing. Come on. Come on, get me over 100. I know you can do it. Come on. Damn it, to hell. Why don't you want to cooperate? I need over 100 or 100. You can do it. Son of a... Why is it still not working? The telescopic pole is done, no? Do I need to literally construct this piece of junk? Ah, crap. 60 polymers. Let's build it. Okay, let's see if we will have the polymers afterwards. So now we know what's the issue.
Panel badly damaged.
Power outages.
The crew's trust in your leadership is falling.
Well, no wonder I'm keeping them stuck in this frozen popsicle for no goddamn good reason.
An accident has occurred in the typhoon.
Can you guys, like, fix this? This is driving me nuts.
Caution. Hull integrity below 50%.
Let's go with this one, I guess. This is so stupid. Do I have to shut down buildings?
Power restored.
If we restore it, we are gonna be able to fix this stupid thing. Please tell me at least in the meantime you're shipping in all this crap so that we can leave this frozen hellhole.
Warning. Hull integrity below 10%.
Yeah, this is gonna suck. Oh, come on, ship it in already. What are you doing to me? This is horrible. Okay, let's try to reestablish those structures. Swear to God, if this thing is not gonna get done soon.
Solar panel badly damaged. An accident has occurred in the Tycoon. Warning, a sector is being overworked. Happy New Year, Administrator.
Why is the ship not being shipped in? What the hell are we missing? What's the freaking problem? Is it the lack of alloys or what is it? I don't know. What ship am I working with? Ship is on its way. Apparently it's not. God, I hate this.